So just a little bit about iCreate, which completes 25 years this year. And it is a project to create entrepreneurs who are job creators versus job seekers. And it's a very interesting story. So in 1999, there was an announcement made in Rajasthan, in Jhunjhunu, which is part of Jaipur district, where I'm from Jaipur. There was a press clipping that I saw. We were in Jaipur, my wife and I, that for about 300 jobs, government jobs, 1 lakh young people showed up. And the officials didn't even have 10,000 applications, not to talk about 1 lakh. And there were long lines of young people very eager to apply for jobs. And when they came to know that they don't even have forms for them, they got very restless. And it was summer heat. And when they got restless, the authorities decided to call police to quieten them down. And you wouldn't believe this. The police opened fire on them.
Oh my God.
3 young men died that day. And I was saying to myself, I said, the guilt is looking for a job. And we decided that we should do whatever little we can do to solve the unemployment problem, which was huge at that time. So the idea of iCreate was formed. The idea was that we train people to become entrepreneurs. So instead of seeking job, they become job creators. And now it's going to be celebrating its 25th anniversary. We went through ups and downs. It's a non-profit organization. We have now 15 centers, and we have added a huge chunk of training to the former Jawans, because Mr. SP, the 60,000 young people retire every year from the army alone, and they are in the age of about 35. So just as when their children are growing, their needs for tuition in school and uniforms is increasing, their salary is slashed. I mean, they get pension, but pension is probably about half of what they were getting. Just as when they need twice as much money, they get half of it. So what happens is they run to big cities, particularly looking for jobs for security guard or drivers, and they leave their home again. And SP, it is not only bad that the children are without their father again, but these young people, some of them, are lonely and they get into wrong company, and you know what happens then. But that's not the issue. Issue is that they need to generate more income. So what we are doing is we are training former Jawans and JCOs to become entrepreneurs and start some business in their own villages. So when they go back to their villages, they do 2 things. One is they're with the family. They start a second inning in their village. And thirdly, they create jobs in villages where unemployment is very severe even today. So that project has really taken off, and now we have 14 centers where the Army provides us with their center, the men who want to be trained, and we do the training. And you might ask me this question, how do you fund it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The Army said to us, hey, we love the idea of your training. We'll provide you the men, we'll provide you the center, but we have no money for this training.
Right.
So then we said, fine. And we went to corporations, and they were so happy to help us put their CSR money, Bajaj and the Hans Foundation, and several others are helping us fund these centers. So ICreate is now fully self-sufficient as a result. And the other one that I'm very busy with is CMI.
Okay, before we go to CMI, I got few questions which you must answer.
Okay.
So you said 25 years of ICreate INC, which is fantastic. And 14 centers, which is again very good and self-sustaining. So is there any some broad numbers to share? For example, if you have, let's say, you have been able to create so many entrepreneurs across India in the last 25 years. Is there some number?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a very good question, SP, because we are very particular about making sure that our numbers are accurate. We have created 11,000 entrepreneurs, and on an average, they create 2.5 to 3 jobs per entrepreneur. So we have about 30,000 plus jobs have been created by our efforts through iCreate.